And then go up to your maximums and minimums, and that's everywhere in between. It's a little bit easier way to make a pattern, right? Here, 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 here. Max, min, max, min, max, min. And holy moly, let's try and get this one straight. Try and do it the best way that you can without making it straight lines. I know that's a challenge sometimes, but there you have it. That is a period of 2 pi over 3 and an amplitude of 2. Not too shabby, is it? All right, let's keep going. Number 3. All right, so my period here is going to be 2 pi divided by, oh, now this one is 1/2. 2 pi divided by 1/2. Well, wouldn't that make this, if I multiplied by 2 and multiplied by 2 to simplify, wouldn't that make that 4 pi? So now I'm going to take my original period, which was 2 pi, and I'm going to stretch it out to 4 pi. Well, this should be fun. And an amplitude of 4. This thing is going to be huge. All right, so here's the original. The new one, starting at 0, ending at 4 pi. Halfway between 0 and 4 pi is 2 pi. Halfway between 0 and 2 is 1. Halfway between 2 and 4 is 3. Let's plug it in. 0 times 1/2 obviously is 0. I'm just going to go ahead and give these to you so that we can shorten up the video a little bit. If you plug in a pi, you get 4. Plug in a 2 pi, you get 0. Plug in 3 pi, you get -4. 4 pi, you get 0. This is just for the sake of brevity here. Go through and plot this out. We got 0, 0. Let's see, pi over 4. Now this is going to, this is pi comma 4. There's what I'm looking at. Pi comma 4. So I'm going to go to pi, go to 4, bam. 2 pi comma 0. At 3 pi, you would have -4. At 4 pi, you'd be back at 0. So since we're only graphing on this, couldn't I just go ahead and complete my curve the other way? Go to a -pi and punch it in at -4. And then -2 pi and 0. Now this one's actually interesting. This thing is huge. Big old dude. Okay? Not too shabby. None too shabby. All right. So let's go on to something a little bit more interesting here. We've got 2 more, and then we're going to be finished up. 2 more. Let's say that for kicks and giggles, I give you cosine pi over 4x. Now, pi over 4 is your b. This is still a number, so I'm still going to do 2 pi over 4. But this is going to simplify. Your pi's will go away because you're dividing by pi there, and you got 1 over 4 here now. Multiply by 4, and you've got 8. Your period is just 8. Amplitude here is 3. I don't care that it's negative. That'll take care of itself. Right? Let's go through and figure this out. So it was 0 to 2 pi. Now it's 0 to 8 for your period. 0, 8. So this would be 2, 4, and 6. Let's plug them in and see what happens. If you plug in a 0, this is obviously cosine of 0 is 1 times -3 is -3. If you plug in a 2, so this will be 2 pi over 4, which is pi over 2. Cosine of pi over 2 is 0 times -3 is 0. So go through just like that. We're going to fill these in. 3, let's see, 0 and -3. Go through and plot your points. 0, -3, 2, 0, 4, 3, 6, 0, and then it'd go to 8, -3, right? There's your one curve. That's not 8. No, that's 7. So 8 is going to be off the thing. So now you can go the other direction as well. You can go to -2, 0. Since we know it's cosine and it's an even function, it's going to be reflected across the y-axis. 4 and 3, -4 and 3, 6 and 0. There we have it. So this is the same stuff, just on a different scale. Number 5 says g of x is negative cosine of 2 pi over x. 2 pi over 3x, rather. Period here is going to be 2 pi over 3 divided by, or wait, excuse me. Period is going to be 2 pi divided by 2 pi over 3. You got to be careful with fractions here. So multiply by 3, 2 pi's will cancel out. Your period is 3. Amplitude here is 3. Alright, so your period is 0 to 3. Then we come to fractions again, my goodness. So this would be 3/2. That's halfway between 0 and 3. 3/4 is halfway between 0 and 3/2. And if you kept going up like that, plus 3/4, plus 3/4, plus 3/4, you end up with 9/4. Since we are going up by fourths here. And again, for the sake of time, I'm just going to go ahead and throw these out here. Plug in a 0, you get -3. Ding. Plug in 3/4, you get 0. Plug in 3/2, you get 3. 9/4, you get 0. 3, you get -3. Alright, let's go through and plot this. Now with this one, you're going to have to be pretty careful as far as where you're going in here. This is 1, this is 1/2, 3/4 is going to be right in the middle, 0. Alright, 3/2 here is 3. 9/4. 9/4 is 2 1/4. 3, -3. There's your first graph, and what I would like you to do before you get to class is finish that guy. Alright, so it's a relatively simple lesson. The only part, and again I said it at the beginning, the hardest part of this is just coming up with the points. The hardest part of that process is splitting up your period appropriately. So we're going to do some of this in class when you get back. Don't fret about that, okay? But go through and fill in the rest of this before you get to class tomorrow. Y'all have a good day.